Hello, my friend, wherever you are. I'm sending you love, the power of positivity, hee hee, and vitamin D, somewhere up there. But we are at the 100% natural restaurante. And this is I'm at the outdoor part, and that is the indoor part. And we'll get this, it's really nice. So, okay, my friend. So we are at this restaurant. Like I said, yes, I'm a vegan hater, but I go try out every vegan restaurant and vegetarian restaurant when I travel. Why? Because I just think that there are so much more options that we don't know, and the more exposure we have to vegetarian food, the healthy one, then we can start shifting our mindset. But look what I got. So tacos, some quesadillas, they're all vegetarian, and that is beet, ginger, and some other stuff. But my friend, I'm gonna make this video, then I'm gonna go eat. Okay, so all of that, so the 5, 10, so everything here is around $15. I'm a hustler, baby. Yeah, in my estimation. So my friend, I know that when you are awakened to what is really going on in society, from every aspect of life has been infiltrated, from education, money, politics, food, medicine, and the worst of humanity, which is, pedophilia. And I mean, there's a lot more to, like the human consciousness. It's like, when you go down that rabbit hole, right? And even money, right? When you go down that rabbit hole and you are waking up to the reality, it seems scary. And that's why there are, and that's why there are event groups that are out there, and you can connect with the right kind of people. But then I know at the same time, most of us are working that 9 to 5, and we don't have the money. It's just paycheck to paycheck, and we just happen to be on social media scrolling, and then eventually we find out, like, oh my God, like, it's a scary world that we're living in. And like, I remember roughly about 10 years ago, right? Like, I'm just giving you an estimation, the time when I went back to Vietnam, to visit my grandma. But basically at that time, I was paranoid. Like, like what's gonna happen with America? I thought America was going to collapse, like, at that time. Wake up, buddy, wake up, wake up. Oh, it's okay, you can go back to sleep. And it took so much out of me, like, it's, man, it was dark in a sense where, like, how can everything that I was taught, or everything that I knew at the time, turn out to be the opposite? And it just mind-boggling, like, how evil the world can be, how evil people can be, and how fake people can be. And I got to the point where, like, I was closing up. I wasn't opening up to anybody. And it got to the point where, like, I did a lot of drugs too, and to kind of like numb what's going on with society. And I realized, it wasn't the way to go. So I ended up taking a trip. First was to visit my grandma, but then I knew the kind of situation I was in. I was not healthy, and it was just the darkest moment of my life. I'm currently asking for the donation of 1 Bitcoin. And I think at that time, I'm sure at that time, I choose to go vegetarian because I didn't give a shit. I was like, man, if everything is so fucked up, right? Everything is so fucked up, why do I even care? The least I can do is that I don't want to take another life. And when I took that road trip, Because, man, I really, really thought it was the end of the world, especially for America. You living in America, right? And at the time, all of the information I was consuming, it was like the Y2K, it was, like, doomsday, doomsday, right? And, but I just want to let you know that if you are in the process of waking up, there is nothing to be fear. I know it's easier said than done, but you have to reach out to people. Yes, social media is tracking everything that we do. Your phone is tracking everything that we do, but you are not a big influential to the humanity. So most likely they're not gonna do anything. If you worry about assassination, man, you gotta be really high up there. You gotta be really important for people to assassinate you. But if you are trying to do the right thing, if you are waking up to the bullshit that's happening with the world, with humanity, with consciousness, and how, like, scumbags are out there, just trying to do everything for self-interest. They don't care about the people. If you're waking up to that, then the only way out is in. And what I mean, like I said on this channel over and over, like, because of my darkest moment, I went vegetarian. I realized that I don't want to be the next scumbag. I want to be the change that I want to be the change that I see in the world. Okay? And that's how it got me. I started learning about money. I started learning about, even though I have my belief system, but then I can turn it on and I can turn it off. Meaning, when I turn it on, I can see how shitty people can be, but then I don't want to dwell in it. I want to be like, how can I make it better, rather than focusing my attention on, like, all of these scumbags are destroying the world, they're destroying the resources. Because the moment I go within me, I'm like, there are things that I can do to improve, rather than just, calling them out. And yes, like, if you see something wrong, you should speak it out. But the thing is, don't get caught into dwelling, don't get caught into paranoia, don't get caught into fear, because it's the worst situation that you can be in, okay? And if you are waking up, my friend, get with the right kind of people, learn about finance. You have to free yourself from the invisible, handcuff, which is debt, which is money. And if you don't have money, you don't have options. And that's the thing that I suggest you do. You can understand as much how evil, how corrupt humanity can be, but then at the same time, the question you want to ask yourself is, like, what can I do to make it better on an individual level? If you can start with yourself first, once you improve yourself, go connect with, go to event, go to connect with people that are setting up, like, hey, how can we make the world a better place? Take a hit, like there, don't be afraid. There are a lot of, events. There are more good people than bad people in the world. Okay, and don't get your mindset. Don't think that that people are not doing anything. People are doing everything on a day-to-day basis. You just don't see it, And if you are all by yourself and you try to carry the burden of the world on your shoulders, that's not the way to go, my friend. If you can improve your life, then connect with people, because that's what I'm doing, and try to focus on what you can do, because things are happening at every moment. Not just humanity, but imagine animals, right? Survival of the fittest, like predator and prey. It happened at this moment as we speak. So there are tons of things that happening at this moment. Try to control what you can, and and what you cannot control, just kind of let it be. right? But if you dwell on it, if you go into paranoia, if you are angry, then you are not helping, and like with my channel, there are times when I'm angry, there are times when I'm sad, there are times when I'm happy. I'm a human being. And it's normal, but you don't, but try to put happiness and joy first, or compassion, happiness and joy, and then kind of go down the list, because things like, shit happens on a daily basis, and it's up to us, to the individual, and to make it better. Okay, so I guess the takeaway for this video is that don't dwell on things, don't go into paranoia mode, don't have fear, because it stops you from living the life that you want. Understand what is real, what is reality, what is illusion, what is deception, what is propaganda. If you can establish that, go on a journey within, and you will find your way. That's what I'm doing, and I want to share this video with you, to the people that are waking up. And if you are afraid, if you think that nobody is not doing anything, people are doing something every day. Okay, so my friend, much love, and make a video. Use the hashtag Gazillionaires Club, and we'll get this conversation going. Maybe you can come and have some food with me. Look how delicious that will be. Don't be surprised if one day I'm gonna have a restaurant at every corner in the city, in the United States, around the world. It's gonna be vegetarian, semi-vegan, and going around. When I order food, I just collect them. I put it on video and I collect them, and then eventually maybe I'll run into some really good chef that are vegetarian or vegans, and then we're gonna make this for the Gazillionaires Club. Okay, so much love, my friend. Ta-da. Yeah.